Okay.
Real
Well,
quick, Danny, before you get
yeah.
into your next article,
Yeah.
I had an article I wanted to send you, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. And
Oh,
this to me, this fucking blew my mind when I read it this
Wait,
morning.
why just his? What about ours? What about Kevin and I?
Because I don't know if you guys play Magic the Gathering.
Oh
Did you
yeah.
hear?
yes.
Did you
They,
see?
Oh,
they do. They do.
Oh, I love. See,
well, I,
I love
I
playing.
don't think Kevin does, but I. Oh, see, there we go.
Kevin, I
Danny,
could
I
have sworn.
Danny
definitely
just
do. All right, what's
I
up?
thought
What's
we
going
talked
on?
about it before,
What's
but
going on?
yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
please explain to me. What happened?
Magic the Gathering was coming out with a Diablo game, Magic the Gathering Legends,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they
A
were in
dungeon
their beta.
crawler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it looked
It's a
awesome.
looter.
And they're in the beta phase. They announced that in October they will shut down the servers and they're closing the game down and they refunded every single person's money back who was playing the beta because you were allowed to buy tons of crap. And the game is actually bombed because people who were playing it did not like it because there was too many microtransactions. Because if any of you guys played like the MTG arena, it's just filled with you trying to buy the
Yeah,
packs.
Mm-hmm.
You
yeah.
know, I have
It's a
a
huge
few.
ass paywall to like get the cards that you want
Mm-hmm.
or
Exactly.
need.
Yeah. So this was the same exact thing, and the
Yikes.
they didn't have enough context in the game to
Ooh,
make it even worth it. So people who were playing it were like, they would beat it really quick. It's a super short game. Now what? There's no end game content. There's nothing to grind for because everything's stuck behind a paywall of these loot boxes that you had to pay to win. So they basically shut the game down, and the game looked awesome. It had a great. The concept was awesome. Instead of your moves, your abilities, you had a deck, and you had to build a deck. But another problem with it was that you, um, the deck, the cards that they had in this were not cards from Magic the Gathering. They were all
Mm-hmm.
new cards.
Well, they
So what
were
the fuck is the point?
well, the gameplay of that game is very different from a traditional
Yes,
Magic the Gathering. So I could understand them
but you
altering cards
still need it.
or
Like, if you can't have lightning or burnout, like there's certain cards that are synonymous, especially if you just did like some of the older ones,
yeah,
you
burn
know.
well,
And
burn cards make sense.
well, whatever, but if it's dragon cards, you can still do. There are
Yeah.
dragons that are in the lore of Magic the Gathering. So, or there are angels in the lore, goblin, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's lots of lore
Um,
cards that are in this.
even
But
then, there's like a lot of dragons that are in like fucking D&D as well, like
Yeah.
Nip
yeah,
Mizzet.
yeah,
Bro, he's a
Nicopolis,
literal
like
card with 3 different versions in MTG itself. Well, no, sorry, 4 different versions, and he's also a figure and a prominent person in D&D, which is also fucking wizards.
yeah, it was.
Well,
But this is my
Or
point: is
oops,
that
yikes.
they have all this content they could have done, and instead they chose not to use any of those fucking cards and make all new, brand new cards, which made no sense towards what you're trying to do because
It's
you're
pretty
trying to
stupid.
build this world, and you need to have your content, your games, your cards, and but the concept was interesting because it was instead of when you press triangle, it would randomly roll one of the cards that's in your deck, and then you had to wait for your mana to get
mm-hmm,
up to that level in order to
mm-hmm.
cast that thing. And then you would see it on the screen. You would see tons of like zombies come out or whatever it is. It looked cool. But the problem was is that there were so many options that people only went, well, I can't really play with these other cards because they're low level. I have to level them up. And where I'm at my level, I can only basically play with the deck that I have, and I can't even. They don't even allow you to even uh, play with other lower cards, like experiment with it because they're just gonna fail. So what's the point of playing it? So everybody got stuck in this habit of. So the game just bombed,
Okay.
and the funniest thing is that they 100% gave everybody's money back. And one
So
of the reviewers said they spent hundreds of dollars in this game.
so my thoughts on that is that good for them. Like they I think they deserve to be shut down and the money given back because of that kind of
Yeah,
gameplay loop
feedback.
that they're trying to introduce, like with microtransactions and shit. I thought that like developers were actually finally like learning their lesson over these microtransaction bullshits and how they treat it. But Wizards of the Coast, I'm assuming they had a hand in this game, and I mean, I guess it's just back to the drawing board. Like, it's sad to see it go, but I'm hoping maybe it'll come back in some sort of way, like 5, 10 years down the road, and they'll kind of like work out the kinks, do less microtransactions to make it more of like the true Diablo-esque type game that we wanted. Like, I don't know. I think it sucks, but at the same time, yeah, shut down. Like you don't need to be operational if all you want to do is gouge out every fucking cent.
And it was giant. Like I didn't even know about the game. I had no clue about the game until I saw this article, and they this video, and they talked about it and they showed it. And the game looks
Yeah.
gorgeous. It looks like
It,
another Diablo, but
You know, the thing is also, I find it funny is that like if this is my argument about the game is that these microtransactions are poisonous for people, and the defense for most people are, then don't buy it, then don't get it, don't buy the game, don't buy the microtransactions. Yeah, that's fucking logic. That makes a lot of sense. But you obviously just made your point is that people spent hundreds of dollars on this shit. So if there are still those blue whales out there buying hundreds of dollars worth of transactions, whether it be pay to win or whatever it may be, of course these developers are still going to try to take advantage of those people specifically because they're the dumb ones to still continue to still continue that trend. Kevin? Oh, you're muted.
Oh yeah, I have to mute myself. I don't want to echo. Yeah, I told like I don't know much about Magic the Gatherings. Okay, thank you. No, it was Mother Dearest. Like I understand that the aspect of it saying like, oh, it's easy to just buy like a good deck because I don't know if Magic the Gathering, especially the beta, is one of those games that it's like you have to grind for like 16, 17 hours, maybe like 30, 40 hours to get like a good deck. Like, you know what I mean? Especially the beta, because I don't know how forgiving the pulls are in that game. And if you're saying you could just buy like a deck, then it's literally it changed from like grinding to get your deck to like a pay to win, and that like it discourages newer players to try to get into it, especially with the idea of I'm gonna be playing somebody that spend like 3K on a fucking deck, and I'm gonna get killed.
Especially a game that's single player. It's not like a PvP thing where you're doing play to win to outshine other people.
Yeah.
No, you're playing by yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
What the hell do you do?
it's Diablo. Like Diablo, most of the Diablo games you play by. I mean, you could play with other people later on, but
But it's
you know,
no
in the beginning, it's
PvP.
kinda, yeah, it's not
not
like
a competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm wrong. All right, you guys can go back to the conversation.
Shut up. All right.